What's going on? Welcome. All right, let's back up a little bit. All right, what's happening, guys? How are you? Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm all geared up. 30 minutes from now, the Colts play the Patriots. You must wish us luck. We need luck. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? I can't do it. But it says luck on the back. Awesome. Welcome. All right. So I'm going to go through. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 pages of notes. Short pages, but 4 pages of notes for you. And I'm going to share with you. So just so you know, these aren't actually all my notes because I've already done 2. Were they both Periscopes? No, I did 1 video and 1 Periscope. I've already shared some of my stuff. If you want to see my past notes that I've already shared, you can go to rayhigdon.com/blog afterwards. All right. Is that my man Jeff? What's up? Jeff and Tyler? Tyler Talk. What's happening? All right, so first of all, I'm going to share some really, really valuable notes from the event that I spoke at and just attended in Vegas, Network Marketing Pro. So if you are connected to home business entrepreneurs or people that would like to be, make sure you share this. You can share left, go up, down, whatever, depends on your phone, and share it out. All right. So this is cool. I'm getting Colts fans and Patriot haters to give me hearts today. Awesome. And by the way, I do have a request. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you the request afterwards. Remind me at the end to give you a request because I do have a specific request because the game starts in 30 minutes. All right. So, okay. I'm going to start. Now, these are my personal notes, by the way. This is what I wrote down. So I'll let you know when some of you know how I work. Let me turn this around. Okay, I kind of like this way. We'll go this way. How's that? I kind of like that look. My wife likes this look. She likes me hat backwards. I don't know. But so when I go to an event, I always take notes. I take 2 types of notes. I take notes that I'm going to implement into my business, and notes that I believe are worthy of being teachable. So I'm not a big notes taker. I don't take a ton of notes. I don't just write down every little snippet that I hear. I only write down very, very specific things. So this should be very, very valuable to you because I really use discernment in what I write down in notes. Who do I start with? All right, I'm gonna start with my man here, Bob Proctor. How many of you have heard of Bob Proctor? Someone said, now we don't have to see the Colts logo. I may have to turn it back around. I'm just letting you know. Anyway, how many know Bob Proctor? All right, most of you. Amazing. The dude's 81 years old, and he rocks the stage like nobody's business. Freaking amazing. The guy is unbelievable. I've listened to a lot of stuff from Mr. Proctor. I've seen him a couple times, but I've never seen him speak. Let me think about that. Have I ever seen him speak? I don't think I've ever seen him speak. I've seen him at a charity dinner, and I think he got up and accepted an award or something, but he didn't actually train. So this is my first time, I believe, seeing him train. Awesome. Bob Proctor is amazing. And I will let you know that what he covered at Network Marketing Pro, my gut tells me may have been too deep for most people. I'm willing to bet that most people in that audience, I don't know, man, he went really, really deep. And I had a couple people that came up to me and said, yeah, man, I kind of got lost there at the end because he got seriously deep. So I got some really, really amazing stuff. For me, I'm just gonna, well, I can't say this because then I'll upset people. Anyway, Bob was one of my favorites. All right, so let me just say that. So, number 1, he says, results always tell the truth. And this is something that I say in a lot of my courses. I say, stop looking at what you think you know and instead look at your results. I talk to a lot of people and they say, I don't need motivation. I'm like, really? Because your results say otherwise, okay? And that's what people don't understand. Your results speak the truth. You don't. Because see, we think that we know certain things, but we're not actually doing them, so we don't actually know them. Your results will never lie. If you have massive, ridiculous results, you don't have to tell me that you're a big thinker. I can see it by your results. And that was very, very powerful. Now, this may be hard for some to hear, but it gives you hope. See, people too often, they just fool themselves. And they fool themselves into thinking they know something that they really don't. And so, results speak the truth. It's tough. Discipline means that you give yourself a command and you follow it. Now, it reminds me of George Zalocki. He says commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood to do it has passed. Okay? How many people, including myself, commit to something and then at some point the mood to do it has passed? Well, do you still do it anyway? That's commitment. Well, he says discipline is giving yourself a command and following it. That's pretty powerful. That's a really, really powerful thing. The will to do it is the only thing you need to succeed. Very powerful. Learn to be served. Now, this is big. This is really big. And it was, it took me some time to understand that. It took me some time to learn to allow myself to be taken care of, allow myself to be, pampered, to, to go from, where I used to cut the yard every, twice a month or whatever, to allowing someone else to cut the yard. From washing my own vehicle to allowing someone else to wash my vehicle. That actually took some time because, part of me was like, well, you could wash it. Well, you could mow the lawn. But when you start to actually value your time, you realize that you're actually losing money by you doing those things. If you have a set financial goal, then whatever you are doing, if you're able to hire it out for less than that set goal, then you're actually losing money by doing it. And that's something that is very hard for people to understand. And I'll tell you who gets it, I would say tougher than men is women. I think, women get it tough. Like when they hire a housekeeper, I think, some other women see them as, oh, they're lazy. What do they do? I don't want my wife to be the housekeeper. I mean, I want her to spend quality time with me, with the family. I don't want her, like my friend Hoverson says, I don't want her Cinderellaing around and scrubbing the floors and doing all that stuff if we have the capacity to hire someone else to do it. And by the way, she's a rock star. So, her putting her time into the business or into the family is infinitely worth more than did you scrub the floors? Check. No, this is silly, okay? But you got to learn that. You got to learn to be served. You got to learn to allow yourself to live that lavish lifestyle. Guess what? I mean, I spoke about this on Facebook yesterday, but almost every time that I fly, I upgrade to first class. The question is it worth it? I mean, you're in a slightly larger seat. You do get a little bit better food, but financially, is it worth it to pay hundreds of dollars more? Probably not, but it's the feeling. It's the feeling that you are able to sit in first class. And by the way, I've made some really good connections in first class. It's the feeling that you have the capacity to be in first class and you deserve to be in first class. That's what's worth it. Not the actual, what do I receive? Like, do I drink enough alcohol to cover the bill? No. It's the feeling that you have that you deserve to be in first class. Learn to be served. Very powerful thing. Accept the idea that you are powerful. Thought that was cool. don't, I got to read my language here, my writing. Don't chase what you know how to do, chase what you want to do. And I actually made a note on this one. And I have a guy that is my buddy Chris. He's actually helping our coaching and training business to structure our processes and come up with better systems for everything that we do, and kind of the higher overarching business administration, not administration, but business whatever, just business processes. And I have made a note here to tell him, hey, Chris, instead of us doing what we know what to do, because we know how to launch products, we know how to run events, we know how to do workshops, we know how to run profitable, webinars and do ads. I want us to focus on what we really, really want to do. And there's a difference there because some people fall into a routine. And for the most part, routine is a good thing. But when you fall into a routine of doing what you know what to do, that's great and all for most people, but what is it you truly want to do? And Eric Worre, the guy that ran this event, I don't even know if I've said his name yet, but Eric Worre ran Network Marketing Pro, where I'm getting all these notes. And I think he's really helped me to understand what this means, in that he wants to run humongous events, and he kind of said, that's what I want to do. Didn't really know exactly how to do it, but that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he's doing. For a non-company event to have 8,000 people at it, that's pretty impressive. That's really, really impressive. And next year he'll probably have 14,000, 15,000 people there. Pretty sweet. All right, so I wrote that one down. I also wrote down that it's time for me to look into leasing a private jet. So I'm just saying, I'm looking into it. Not a guarantee. We'll see. Because let me tell you why. Bob Proctor said, I leave Vegas when I tell the pilot I want to leave Vegas. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm like, that's awesome. I got to check it out. I checked it out a while ago, a couple years ago, and I definitely wasn't ready. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Okay. Presley Swaggerty, which I'd never heard of, network marketing guru. Do I have any more? I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. No, this is next. All right. Presley Swaggerty. He said, I like that he said, if you do 10 pages a day, if you just read 10 pages a day. By the way, I'm on a huge mission to up my reading. I kind of go, I go through audiobooks every day, but I don't sit down and read a whole lot. So I'm actually making that part of my practice. And I'm actually reading the books that I want to read to my daughter. And I know that we totally underestimate the brains of babies. And so I'm reading to her, entrepreneur books, marketing books, money mindset books, all kinds of different books. So, but Presley, he said 10 pages a day, just 10 pages a day. That averages out to 15 to 20 books a year. Man, just 10 pages a day, guys. This is kind of like the compound effect, the slight edge. Who can't read 10 pages a day? amazing. He just did awesome. Amateurs, this is going to sting some of you. I'm just letting you know. But blame Eric. I agree with him 100%. So feel free to blame Eric or me. I don't care. Amateurs and posers feel entitled to support. Leaders will use it if they have it. Let me say that again. Amateurs and posers feel entitled to support. Leaders will use it if they have it. So what does that mean? That means that a leader will use support if they have it, but if they don't have it, they will continue to grow. Entitlement is your enemy. It's your absolute enemy. I never wanted to be the person that treated my upline like my parent. I wanted to be the person that worked so well that uplines reached out to me. And that's what happened. When I started going and showing up to the events, doing the work, getting some results, uplines would reach out to me, not the other way around. Not, hey, how come you're not calling me every day and motivating me? Okay, I don't feel entitled to support. And the people that do, they're usually going to be disappointed. Because put yourself in the place of a top leader. Okay, let's just say we're a top leader and you have 30,000 people in your team. Question. Do you have to manage your time? Do you have to? Okay, hopefully you get the idea. You have to. You have to. Or do you give 1 hour to every person on the team? Okay, it's your hour, go ahead. No, not only would you not sleep, but you also wouldn't grow because you would associate so much pain with growth. So this isn't network marketing is not, it's not socialist, all right? It is production based. Not only is that how you get the attention of your upline, but it's also how you get compensated. Do they compensate you just for being in the group, or do they compensate you for production? They compensate you for production. But guess what? You're compensated in another way. In that in most companies, I can't say all, but when you produce, you get attention. And so instead of feeling entitled to support, look to earn it. Think to yourself, how do I earn support? How do I earn the attention of my upline? If you think like that, you will get their attention because you will earn it. Okay? So, Eric said, if you need an upline or a perfect system that walks you step by step, has every single thing laid out for you, if you need an upline or a perfect system, there's only so far you'll go. You won't make it to the big numbers. That's a big tip right there. It's a big tip. How you view support is important. Okay. And all right, there is another part here. This is our last part, guys. This is his 3 steps to duplication. Would you guys like to hear that? Give me some hearts if you want to hear Mr. Eric Worre's thoughts on duplication. Or do we call it a night? Is it time for the game? Let me see. Let me check the time here. Ooh, man, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Okay. All right. So 3 of you want to hear about his. Perfect. Great. I'm going to tell the 3 of you. All right. So step 1. These are 3 steps to duplication. Step 1 is, he called it dragging bodies. Okay. And I call it eyeballs on presentation. You're teaching people to get people on the presentation through whatever means, okay? Get eyeballs on the presentation. And he said, the powerful thing about that is it will help you build a team, but only so big of a team. And this was a good distinction, actually. I really liked what he said here. This is really, really powerful. It's one of the most powerful things that he shared, I think. So step 1 is you're getting people to get eyeballs on the presentation. This is something we preach all day long. Step 2, this is a big one. You teach people to say the words. What does that mean? You teach people how to share their story, how to learn the presentation, how to do training, and how to give a great keynote. That's next level right there. That's next level. So story. Your story should be four parts. Background. This is you sharing your story. Background, what you didn't like, you found a solution, and how you feel about the future. I'll say it again because I know you'll want me to. Your story. And this is what you need to learn. You need to learn how to share your story to get people to a presentation versus just dragging them. Okay? Your background. Okay? What did you used to do? What do you maybe still do? Okay? Background, what you didn't like. Okay? I didn't like the fact that I wasn't spending enough time with my kids. I didn't like the fact that I had more month at the end of the money. I didn't like the fact that I was working 80 hours a week. I didn't like the fact that I hadn't gone on vacation forever. I didn't like the fact that I woke up every morning, looked in the mirror, and I felt overweight. Okay, all of those things are things that maybe you didn't like. Background. So it's the background, what you didn't like. I found a solution. My buddy Chris invited me to a meeting just like this, and I took a look at this, and I found a solution. And last, how you feel about the future. Now, why that's powerful is it means you don't have to be a top earner to feel pretty good about the future. Okay, so if you feel, you could be a no earner and feel good about the future. And hey, let me tell you, I'm so fired up about this company. I'm surrounded by amazing leaders that are teaching me exactly what to do. And I'd love to work with you, man, but we're going to rock and roll, and we're going to do it with or without you. We'd love to do it with you. See, that's a great what I feel about the future. Okay. Then he talks about teaching your people to learn the presentation, teaching them how to train, and teaching them how to do a keynote. One thing he said about a keynote, which is so cool for you guys to hear, is you should right now, even if you haven't recruited a rep, you should create a keynote presentation that you could deliver. Why? Because you're going to say, well, Ray, no one's asking me for a keynote. Better for you to be prepared and not asked than asked and not prepared. That's vision. You create a keynote. You've now created an empty vacuum in the universe that says this person needs to deliver a keynote. Write that keynote that shares your story, your struggle, your successes, etc., your family, whatever. Okay? Keynote. Lastly, this is really good. Okay? This is his third step, and then we'll wrap it up here. Lastly, have a written game plan. A written game plan. Now this is big, guys, and I'm just going to be honest. I learned a lot from his 3 steps. I seriously did, because there are things that I could absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, improve in my team and in my teams of past, no doubt. So this is one of the reasons you go to these events, so you can always be a student. Okay, so there you go, my friends. Did you get value from this? I got. Remember, I said I had something for you to share. There's a gentleman on Facebook named Dale Horton. Dale Horton, D-A-L-E-H-O-R-T-O-N. He is a Patriots fan. If you want to really make me smile, post on his Facebook, "Go Colts." Okay? He's a Patriots fan. He can't help it. He's just, maybe he was, just born in the wrong place or whatever, under a bad moon. But Dale Horton, feel free to go on his Facebook and type in "Go Colts." He'll really appreciate it. So will I. So let's Colt bomb Dale Horton. Maybe that will give us the energy that we need to defeat the Patriots. So that would be really awesome if you guys did that. So hope you got value from this. Feel free to share my Periscope channel with your team if you think they should watch these notes. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.